Hi everybody, Emilie Chamel here for Hipkit Club, and today I'm sharing a layout I created using the gorgeous November kits, and I'm taking part in the weekly challenge. And this week we're looking at a mood board, and I thought I would offer you the idea of a super easy and quick layout, and yeah, it's absolutely stunning. I mean, I love it. You might not agree, but I love this layout, and it's quick. It's really quick. I mean, it took me literally 50 minutes to put it together. I had all my pieces pre-prepared and pre-cut, but literally 50 minutes to do your layout, and it's still striking and beautiful. So I hope you find lots of ideas on these videos. I started by sprinkling a little bit of the ink that we had part of the mixed media kit. Then I cut out at slight angle a strip of pink paper, and I stitched it with my sewing machine. I then cut out lots of snowflakes. So that's a die I've used, and it's a very old die that I had as a sample when I bought my first Cuttlebug, and we're talking about 15 years ago, so that's a very old die. But you might be able to find some snowflake with any of your cutting machine, or you might have that die anyway. So I've repeatedly cut out that same snowflake, and then I went on to glue them directly onto my layout. I used one of the pink frame behind my photo. I love the idea of having a frame behind the photo. It still attracts the eye to look at the photo, but then it's not as overpowering, and it just had a little bit of layering, which I'm quite loving at the minute. I then went on to attach my photo using double-sided sticky foam pad, and what I did is I doubled the layer of sticky foam pads. So instead of just putting one, I've put one on top of the other, and then put it up, so it went up by 2. I went around my photo, secured it in all the area which I felt needed to be secured, and it took me a little bit of time, but it's really worth it, because that means that your photo doesn't flap about in some area of your layout. So once my photo is fully attached to the layout, I then went on to pull out some of those beautiful little numbers. So the vellum acetate numbers, they are so cute. I'm in love with them, and I can't stop using them. I then went on to stitch them on there. I didn't want to put any glue. I just wanted to stitch them. It added a little bit of texture, a little bit of color, detail, and it just means also that you don't risk having any glue popping through and being visible. So I stitched them next to some snowflake with my sewing machine. And then once that's done, I'm using that area to create 3 little clusters. So I went with a 1, 2, 3 because I wanted to note 3 things about that photo, about that moment. And it's just a great way to use those numbers if you don't do a December daily or a December documented. And it's just a good way to, put some to use them numbers, because that photo was taken I think on the 28th of November, so I wasn't going to put 28 or something like that, because it's not a big day in December. But we went to see Santa, and I wanted to use the numbers because I really love them, but also the date was not important, so what's a different way to use those super cute numbers. And I'm pulling some flowers, creating the clusters as I mentioned earlier on, gluing them. As always, I like to bring some life into any floral that I use, so I just give it a little bit of volume by rubbing it around the handle of one of my paintbrush. I always choose a paintbrush that's a little bit thinner. It gives it a bit more volume. If you use a bigger paintbrush, you're gonna lose the volume, or it will be a much more subtle volume, but you still bring a little bit alive. So just try it, try different sizes, and you'll see you get different results depending on the size of your paintbrush. Personally, I like to do it on the smaller handle of a paintbrush. So I'm layering, I'm adding some flowers with some double-sided sticky foam pad again, and this time I go with just one layer of sticky foam pads, so just 1 cube of sticky foam pads. And once I am done with the number 1, I add my little floral, there you go. And all I decide to do is look around and to what's next step, what I'm going to add, because I still felt like there was something a little bit missing. I didn't want to add any more florals, which is very different for me. You know, I love my florals, but those little silver stars, they're super cute, and they just added that finishing touch that the layout needed, because it finished off those snowflakes. I then went on with the title Holiday Fun. I had first stamped the Festive Fun using the Stampin' Dies. Super cute, but I didn't like that colour on my layout. It didn't work for me, so I went with the chipboard Holiday Fun, and I mounted it with some double-sided sticky foam pad again. So a part of it is glued directly onto the photo, and the other part is glued on the background using the double-sided sticky foam pad. So it's not raised from the photograph, but because the photograph is raised from the background, it's raised from the background. I then chose a super thin pen. It's 0.1, so the thinnest pen I had to just write my journaling, because number 1, if you know, I'm not the most fond of my handwriting, but it's something that I've been working on, and I've been using my handwriting a lot more. But also I didn't want the journaling to become overpowering onto this layout, and all I'm writing is some little facts. So 1, because it's the first time that she understood what was going on this photo. 2, it's because she was still 2 years old, because we were 2 days away from her birthday. And 3, it's the 3rd time that she met up with Santa. And there we go. I hope you enjoyed watching this process video. As I said, it's a super cute, quick and yet effective layout, and I hope that you'll try it for yourself, because honestly, I had so much fun with this one. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you guys all spend a super good holiday season. Bye.